Can you see the horses there in the distance, the ponies? They are New Forest ponies. And to the right of them in the distance on the horizon are those beach huts that I mentioned the other day on the sand spit at Muddyford. So that's Muddyford Harbour, the water there that you can see. And I'm actually at the marshes, the local marshes. Yeah, swans quite near to me. And you can see right in the background there, the very background, is the Isle of Wight. And then as I pan over here, you'll see the water, that's the river, and the other side of that is Hengistbury Head. The other side of Hengistbury Head is the sea. So you're joining me today at the local marshes, and I've had to sort of wade through mud and water to get to this part of the marshes. As I keep going round, you might see some people walking. There's a pathway the other side of all of those reeds that you're supposed to walk on. But do I walk on it? No. And then you can see in the distance there the priory. That's the local church. And what look like sails in front of it, it's not, it's houses made to look like that. So that's where we are today, on the local marshes. Now there are signs around to say, because of there being a higher footfall of people through here now, please can people stick to the pathways as much as possible. Now this is my local area, so I do know, I grew up here, so I do know that you can walk on here if you are mindful and you respect the wildlife and the land around you. So that's what I've done, and I've actually just been sat down on the floor here, just taking in the energy. There's two swans there having a bit of a fight. Taking the energy in around us. But it made me think, actually, this area is off limits to the general public, really, because not many people would wade through the water and the mud to come out here and escape the main drag, I should say. I just want to show you back to the swans here. So what about crystals for that? Crystals that protect. And as you know, I don't like the word protection. I prefer it to be strength. So it strengthens us rather than us have fear of being protected. But as I say, this area is a protected wildlife area anyway. So there are crystals that we can use. Crystals that are very popular and very useful, actually. So the first one that springs to mind is labradorite. Now some people call it labradorite, and actually that's probably the correct pronunciation because it's from Labrador in Canada. And it's got what people describe as I can never pronounce this, labradescence, or labradorite-descence or something like that. The shiny stuff on it. It's from feldspar origin, which you also have sunstone and moonstone. They have feldspar as well, and they have some microfilaments going through them that give them the luminescence, so as to say. But that's for another day, because that goes more into depth on the geology and chemistry there anyway, and mineralogy. I can't speak today, can I? So, labradorite, very good at actually warding off energy. So it might not be that someone's out to get you, but it might be that someone's really putting on you a lot. Especially in times at the moment of lockdown and everything, it could be that people are demanding from you. If parents are living with you or something, it could be like, oh my golly, they're needy, they're wanting. And it might be that you just want to, I'm going to say now, shield yourself. I always do that, don't I? Show you the sky. So shield yourself from the energies that are demanding on you. So labradorite is a very good crystal to use or to wear. I would actually advise that you wear it in a pendant, because then it's on you all the time. And I say all the time, again, if you've listened to any more of my videos, you'll know that I advise that if you're wearing a pendant in the day, that you take it off at night, so that your system gets used to the frequency that it is aligning to of the crystal that you've used by itself. Otherwise, it's almost like you're on a life support machine, and that's keeping you attuned. And really, we don't want to do that. The whole object is that we are entrained with the frequency of the crystal to actually put us back in balance into that certain part, place, the frequency that has gone out of alignment within your body. So I hope that makes sense. So labradorite, beautiful crystal. It has flashes in it, so as you turn it to the light, you'll see flashes of blue and green and yellowy gold. So it's a very pretty crystal. I will pop something on Facebook with that on anyway, so, and link it to this. So what other crystals can you use for, I am going to say, protection? Well, the one that springs to mind again is shungite. You know me and shungite, one of my go-to crystals. But with shungite, you do have to make sure that you wash it or cleanse it frequently, because it attracts. If you're outside, I know this firsthand because I tried out shungite when it first came out, and I was given a necklace of discs, and they were about, oh golly, it was about 5-inch discs that I had to wear all around my neck. Thank you, Judy Hall. And I was trying it out anyway, so I was experimenting, and I went to this major function, black tie affair with red carpet stuff, so it was all the movers and shakers, and I had to try it out, and it does what it says. It really absorbed any negativity that was going, so much so somebody else wanted to try it on the next morning. I'd taken it off at night, and they put it on and they recoiled. They couldn't breathe, their neck was hurting, and they're like, I don't like that at all. I thought you said it was a lovely crystal, Jenny. And I said, well, yes it is when it's cleansed. What she'd done was put the necklace on and felt everybody's stuff. So it protected me from everybody else's, I'm going to say stuff. I like that word. So shungite, I haven't seen a necklace like that since, by the way, and I had to give it back. So, but you can get lots of different, you can get little beads of shungite anyway, so they come up in the form of for bracelets and for necklaces, but you can also get pendants in it as well. So shungite, very, very good. Judy always used to say to me about triplite. Now, this triplite, which is a sort of very light browny colour, it's almost like, I've done it again with the sky, haven't I? I'm rubbish at this. It's a, I've lost my train of thought now. It's a coppery sort of colour, but of crystal. So if you can gather what I'm meaning there. And triplite is good at repelling things. It almost is one of those crystals that, you know, you might sometimes have very, very good friends, or, you know, or people that are very nice to your face but stab you in the back afterwards. Well, that's what triplite brings out. It actually allows you to see who is, I'm going to say, a real friend. So it can protect you in that way. Okay, we're going to come back and try not to look at the sky. There we go, we'll look at the swans again and the beach huts over there. So there are lots and lots of crystals that can be used for what I call protection. The best one I find is labradorite and also shungite. You can use triplyte. Some people say amazonite is good at protection. It can ward off curses and oaths and things like that. To be honest, I haven't found that. I found it's a very, very good crystal though for the throat, which actually allows you to speak your truth. So if you ever hold yourself back or think, no, I'm going to be polite, I'm not going to say that, or I'm going to bite my tongue, wearing amazonite, especially in pendant form around the throat, does tend to loosen the tongue slightly, but in a way that it stands up for you. So you might have been not subservient, but not forthcoming with your own thoughts and feelings, maybe putting other people first, which is not a bad thing, but in its place. And this, as I say, amazonite will allow you to really stand up for you and say what you want to say for you. Whether that's a form of protection, I suppose, but say I haven't heard it for the oaths and curses. There are other ones for that, and I will speak about those another day, because I'm going to put those in the magic side of things, really, because there are a lot on commitments, oaths, curses, hexes, things like that, and there are crystals, very good crystals, that can be used for that. However, I err on caution here to say that please be skilled in energy work and with using crystals before you work with any magical crystals. I'm calling them under the magical bit, purely and simply because there is a lot that we can't see, a lot that we don't know, and those crystals, such as merlinite, such as numite, and many, many others, do work well with the unseen energies, and the last thing we want is for things to, I'm going to say, get out of hand and you not know what's going on. So, nice bit of sky again for you there. So I hope that's shown you a little bit about, they're only the main ones on what I call protection. There are a lot more. So in fact, please put below the crystals that you used for protection or strengthening, and what type of protection or strengthening you use them for, such as when we said about others can bring out, like triplyte can bring out the truth in people. So therefore you can see if they are stabbing you in the back or anything. Others can shield you. So please put why you use them, what you've used them for, and actually what crystals you've used. So that would be really interesting to know, please. So if you are looking for any crystals, please click on the Facebook link in the banner, and you will see our Facebook site has lots of crystals on there. It might not be obvious that a lot of them are for sale, so please message me when you are on there, and I will wing videos your way of what we have for sale until our new website is up and running, and you will see crystals on there. So enough for me today. The sun's just coming out, which is good, so stay safe, stay well, see you soon.